There is a moment before form, before the body is chosen, before time wraps itself around identity. In that stillness, your soul watches, not with eyes, but with a gaze that belongs to the infinite. It listens not with ears, but with a vibrational sense that stretches through dimensions, tuned to the quiet pulse of karma, purpose and possibility. This is the moment Edgar Cayce spoke of, a place between worlds where the soul contemplates its next descent into matter. You are not your name. You are not the shape you wear. You are a frequency that pulses through lifetimes, and in this threshold, you pause to decide again. The soul does not reincarnate blindly. It chooses, and the choice is sacred. You review the records, the Akashic scrolls of all you've been, all you've touched, all you've learned and failed to learn, not as punishment, but as alignment. Each life is a vibration, and each vibration creates a resonance in the eternal field. Your soul, wise beyond words, listens to the music it has played, and in that sound, it hears what note must come next, what must be balanced, what must be healed, who must be met again, to love deeper or to let go completely. Reincarnation is not escape, it is return, not as a loop, but as a spiral, upward, inward, onward. The moment your soul decides to return, it does so with precision. It selects the conditions, the parents, the land, the challenges. The very breath it will take upon arrival is a sacred echo of this pre-birth vow. Imagine now, your soul floating above the earth not in fantasy, but in vibrational witnessing. It sees an open window in time, a portal through which it can enter again and fulfill what it alone knows is unfinished. Edgar Cayce described this moment not as fate, but as willing alignment, a conscious agreement to descend once more into the forgetting for the purpose of remembering in a new way. That remembering is not just personal, it vibrates into the collective. Each awakened being sends a pulse through the grid of humanity. Each choice to return carries the potential to uplift the whole. So, what brings the soul back? It is not desire. It is resonance. Some return to complete a promise. Some return to correct a distortion. Some return simply to serve, to be a silent torch in the fog of forgetting. The body is not the beginning. It is the vessel of a vow. And the vow was made long before the first heartbeat. It was whispered in the silence of spirit, in the language of light, by the part of you that never forgets. To incarnate is to enter density with divine intent, to embrace amnesia as the canvas of awakening. To trust that even veiled, your essence will remember the path. This is the sacred dare of the soul, to be born again, knowing that everything must be rediscovered, love, purpose, pain, truth, and still to say yes. You are not here by accident. The moment your soul decided to return, the universe adjusted. Stars shifted, DNA aligned, and your first breath became a contract with both mystery and destiny. If these words already echo in your soul, if something ancient within you has begun to stir, then this channel is for you. Subscribe now and share in the comments. What vibration do you feel awakening within you? Now let us continue. Once the soul has chosen its return, a silence falls, not the absence of sound, but a sacred hush before descent. In that stillness, the veil begins to form. It is not imposed as punishment, but woven as necessity. The forgetting is part of the becoming. The soul in its vast knowing accepts this forgetting. It knows that to remember fully while inside the flesh would be to bypass the very alchemy it seeks. There must be mystery, longing, trial. There must be the illusion of separation, so that the beauty of union may be rediscovered as something real, not imagined. This is the divine paradox. The soul agrees to forget just enough to rediscover, and in that rediscovery, it expands. Cayce spoke of this veil not as a block, but as a filter, allowing through only that which the new incarnation is ready to hold. Past lives echo softly through dreams, through unexplainable affinities, through sudden fears that have no origin in this lifetime. But the full memory remains hidden, like roots beneath the earth feeding the flower but unseen, and yet the choice is never revoked. At the core of each moment, free will pulses. The soul did not come to obey a script, it came to co-create. Destiny is a river, but the steering is always yours. In early childhood, glimpses remain. You may recall them now, flashes of knowing, moments of deep awareness that made no sense at the time. Children speak to what they see. They describe other worlds, invisible friends, feelings of déjà vu not yet distorted by logic. These are not fantasies. They are the remnants of where the soul has been, the soul whispering through the cracks in the veil. But time and culture condition the forgetting. The sacred is replaced by structure, wonder yields to routine, and so most drift into sleep. Not out of failure, but out of design. The forgetting is part of the journey. Still, the soul leaves markers. Synchronicities, those moments that defy probability, are one such marker. A name repeated, a number sequence, a song at the perfect moment. These are not accidents. They are winks from the soul, reminders that you are not lost, only navigating. Dreams, too, hold keys. In sleep, the veil thins. The soul can speak in symbols, images, and impossible geographies. Listen closely. The strange places your mind visits may be memories dressed in metaphor. Intuition is another compass. The soft pull toward someone, the subtle resistance to a place, the decision that makes no sense yet feels inevitable. These are movements from the deeper self, the part of you that remembers why you came. Reincarnation, as Cayce revealed, is a tapestry woven across dimensions. Your life now is not separate from those before. They whisper beneath the surface not to distract you, but to enrich the now. You are the culmination of all you have ever been, and more. You are the portal to what you will become. The challenge is not to break the veil, but to see through it, to honor the forgetting while cultivating the remembering, to live in this world without being entirely of it. This balance is the essence of spiritual maturity. So ask yourself, what inside you still remembers, not mentally but viscerally, in the way you are drawn to certain places, in the way you weep at certain sounds, in the way some people feel instantly familiar. These are echoes from the eternal reminding you, you have been here before, you are not beginning, you are continuing. And now, as you walk forward, the invitation remains, to awaken not despite the veil but through it. Before birth, in that dimension untouched by linear time, the soul gathers. It calls forth others, familiar energies, fragments of shared stories, and together they agree. These are not contracts in paper or ink, but in light and vibration, invisible yet unbreakable in essence. Not binding by force, but resonant by purpose. You have met them before, the parent who challenges your core, the friend who sees you before you see yourself, the stranger who offers a sentence that redirects your entire path. These are not random encounters. They are soul agreements written in silence long before the body took shape. Cayce spoke of these soul contracts as karmic debts, but not in the sense of punishment. Karma, in its original wisdom, is not retribution, it is rhythm. What you send out returns, not as revenge, but as reflection. And so, the soul returns to balance the tone, to bring harmony where it once brought dissonance. Some souls choose to return together again and again. Families of light moving through centuries, shifting roles. Mother becomes son, lover becomes friend, teacher becomes rival. The form changes, but the bond persists, refined through each incarnation. These soul companions carry vibrations that mirror your own wounds and gifts. They trigger remembrance not just of past lives, but of your essence. They provoke growth by reflecting what still lies asleep within you. Even those who bring pain may be sacred partners in disguise. The betrayal that breaks you, the loss that empties you, these too may have been chosen, not for suffering, but for transformation. The soul is not fragile, it does not fear contrast. It embraces it as the forge of wisdom. You are not alone in your path. You never have been. The soul journeys in constellations, clusters of light that guide each other home. When you feel a deep pull towards someone with no logical reason, pause. That is the echo of a contract. When your heart recognizes before your mind understands, listen, that is ancient memory. Sometimes the agreement is brief, a moment, a gesture, a glance across a crowded space. And yet it can redirect lifetimes. Do not measure importance by duration. The soul measures only depth. In this web of agreements, free will still reigns. A contract is an offering, not a command. You can choose differently, you can walk away. But even that choice is absorbed into the greater harmony. Nothing is wasted, all becomes part of the song. There are also agreements with self, vows made in other lifetimes that still vibrate in this one, promises to never love again, to never speak truth, to always remain small for safety. These internal contracts can become cages if left unconscious, but once seen they can be released. The soul is fluid, not fixed. Edgar Cayce often emphasized the power of intention. In the in-between, your soul sets intention like a compass. In this life, it might whisper, I will learn forgiveness. And so the path unfolds, not always easy, but always aligned with that original vow. The people you meet, the places you find, the very timing of your steps, all vibrate with the magnetic pull of that soul-made intention. Pause for a moment. Who in your life feels destined? Who triggers growth, not comfort? Who have you loved with a depth that cannot be explained? These are your contracts in light, and the more you honor them, not by clinging but by awakening, the more you align with the deeper architecture of your incarnation. Your soul did not come to drift. It came to meet, to mirror, to fulfill, and each encounter, seen through this lens, becomes sacred. When the soul makes its choice to return, it does not merely enter a body, it weaves one. The body is not a cage, it is a temple, precisely designed to hold the frequencies needed for the soul's mission. Every genetic trait, every quirk of the nervous system, every weakness and strength, all are reflections of a deeper blueprint. Edgar Cayce spoke often of this subtle design. The soul impresses its intention upon matter, and matter responds. The physical form becomes the living scripture of purpose, not just skin and bone, but vibration and memory, layered into cells, woven into breath. You did not choose your body by accident. The shape you inhabit now is part of the vow you made, a vessel capable of navigating exactly what this life requires. The face you see in the mirror holds echoes of many faces. Not all from this world. Some are reflections of lives lived long ago in other bodies, other lands. Some are even imprints from dimensions not yet mapped by science. This form, your hands, your spine, your heart, is sacred technology. The brain is not the source of consciousness, but its receiver. Your nervous system is a network of light-sensitive threads, tuning into unseen layers of reality. Intuition lives not just in the mind, but in the gut, the skin, the breath. Your body feels what your thoughts have not yet named. The illnesses you carry, the aches that seem to come from nowhere, these may be messages from the soul, surfacing where attention is needed. Not to punish, but to awaken. The body speaks, and when the soul listens, healing begins. You may ask, why choose a body with limitations? Why return in pain or under conditions of difficulty? Because evolution requires friction. The soul does not avoid challenge, it designs it. Cayce revealed that many incarnate with physical burdens, not as burdens, but as catalysts. A body that limps may teach presence. A mind that races may teach surrender. A heart that breaks may become the vessel through which love pours into the world. Nothing is random. Your very heartbeat is part of a larger rhythm, echoing the soul's original intention. You are not here to escape the body, but to embody spirit fully, to bring the light down into matter, to spiritualize the physical, to remember divinity in flesh. The breath is your bridge. Each inhale invites spirit. Each exhale releases illusion. Conscious breathing is not just calming, it is remembering. When you breathe with awareness, the veil thins. You begin to feel the soul residing within. Touch your chest now. Feel the warmth beneath your hand. That pulse, steady, silent, is your anchor. It is the rhythm your soul chose. It is the rhythm of this incarnation. Movement, too, is sacred. Not just dance or ritual, but every step, every gesture. To walk this earth in awareness is to transform the body into prayer. To feel your feet on the ground, your spine reaching skyward, this is alignment, heaven and earth within you. And when the body suffers, do not abandon it. Sit with it. Listen. There may be a memory trapped in muscle, a grief held in the throat, a forgotten truth embedded in the jaw. These are invitations, not curses. Your body is not the enemy of spirit. It is its sacred partner. To honor your form is to honor the intelligence of the soul that chose it. This is embodiment, not escape, not transcendence, but presence, deep, rooted, awake. And so I ask you, what part of your body have you forgotten to bless? The soul does not reincarnate to find something outside. It returns to remember what was never lost. The journey is not outward but inward, a spiral moving through lifetimes carrying the same luminous center. The further you go, the more you are brought back to yourself. Edgar Cayce often said that the answers we seek are within. Not metaphorically, but literally, inscribed in the vibration of your being, waiting for your awareness to turn inward and listen. And so the true moment of reincarnation is not the birth of the body, but the awakening of memory within the self. Have you felt it? That subtle moment when something old arises in you, not a thought, but a knowing. A déjà vu that reaches beyond time. A feeling that the path you walk has been walked before, by you with different feet, in different soil. This is the soul nudging, stirring, whispering, you are waking up. Each life is a fragment of a larger song. Each incarnation a syllable in the sacred language your soul is speaking across eternity. And now, in this life, in this moment, the silence breaks. You are not just living, you are remembering. This remembering is not always easy. It dissolves the stories you've clung to, peels away illusions of control. It opens wounds long buried beneath layers of personality, but it also reveals light, not new, but ancient, yours. To awaken is to return to the place inside where time does not pass, where soul speaks in silence, where the decisions made before birth pulse with purpose. The world around you may not understand. It may demand that you sleep, comply, perform, but the soul does not bow to noise. It waits, patiently, lovingly, until you are ready to reclaim its voice. There will be signs, dreams charged with meaning, encounters that crack you open, moments of stillness that feel like eternity compressed into a breath. Trust them. They are coordinates left by your soul, markers to guide your return. You may wonder, have I chosen well? Have I honored the vow? But the soul does not judge in human terms. It sees with wider eyes. Even your detours are woven into the tapestry. Even your pain becomes offering when held with presence. Cayce reminded us that we are co-creators with the divine. Not passive recipients of fate, but architects of destiny, shaping the future through intention and vibration. Each thought you hold, each emotion you honor, each act of love you offer, all ripple through the grid of being, shaping not only your life, but the collective unfolding. So pause now, breathe, feel the vastness inside you, not a metaphor, but a reality. You are not your story. You are the awareness holding the story. You are not this moment. You are the continuum behind it. You are not only human. You are soul, embodied for a sacred reason. And now the question becomes, will you live as if you chose this? Will you treat your breath as sacred? Will you walk as if the earth remembers you? Will you speak as if your voice carries echoes of the stars? Because it does. The moment your soul chose to return was not random. It was aligned with a need, a mission, a vibration that only you could anchor here and now. This life is your answer. This breath, your arrival. And if these words have stirred something ancient within you, if you feel a light you didn't know you were holding, then you are already remembering. You are already returning.